Okay, I'm going to zap this data to asset calc, but right before I do that, there were just one thing I forgot to neglected to mention in the last session. I did add some deficiency type line items in asset calc as well. For instance, here's a roof study. You can see here when I go back to all assets mode here and then push issues, you can see here are the 5 kind of deficiency items I added, and see how they come defaulted with a red exclamation point, showing that it's kind of an immediate need. Let me go back to all as well. Note that for water heater 2 here, let's say that was broken. That's why I pushed that button with a red exclamation point. And then down here as well, we're going to assume that this 4 burner range is also not working. So that's why I colored those red, so you can see the data on the other side. So with that, let me shrink this down just to show you we're not pulling any shenanigans here. Sorry, let me blow up the screen a little bit. So again, here's my backend asset calc, home base in the cloud here. Here's Washington Elementary with its 5 sublocations. You'll see that the trailers aren't in here yet because we didn't expect them to be as mentioned. And just going to the first floor here into the work screen, showing you there's no observations here ahead of time. Let me back out. I'll show you one other. Going to the cafeteria work screen here. You see there's nothing here. So let me go back to my iPad here. I got to hit the hamburger button up there, and then the home. I'm sorry, not the home button. Go to Asset Calc Connect right there in the settings menu. And now I'm back on this screen here. Let me shrink this down a bit. That's distracting. Sorry, guys. There it is. Okay, here's my iPad screen. And I'm on Asset Calc Connect. And I'm going to check the connection. It's good. I'm going to hit, it's telling me okay here. And now you have to kind of do these one building or one folder at a time. So I'm going to hit upload on the Washington Elementary. Am I sure? Yes, I am. And now it's going to think a little bit. You're going to get this bar thinking and doing things down here. So you just got to be patient with it. It is important not to let this thing time out. You're not going to want that. So when you do have a lot of data, make sure it doesn't time out. And you can do that by occasionally touching your iPad screen. Now, when I did that, sometimes you'll get this warning to stop execution of this current script. You want to hit no there. And then it says the upload is successful. So that was just the data. That tends to be a lot faster, that first piece. The second piece of the upload is the photos. This takes a little bit longer. So I'm going to hit continue. And now the photos are going. And this is going to take some time, depending on your internet connection. Make sure your Wi-Fi is strong when you do this, and that bar down there is going to keep blinking like this. Don't fret, don't panic. It's working exactly like it's supposed to right now. And as I said, if this was really, really long, you're occasionally going to want to touch that screen to make sure it doesn't time out. So I'm going to do that once. No, I don't want to stop execution of this current script. I want it to keep going. And just a reminder, you need to do this for all your buildings. I'm going to need to do this for trailer 1 as well as trailer 2. You can upload these one set at a time. And sitting here watching this, I'm realizing that there was some data I wanted to show you in trailer 1 and trailer 2 that I didn't show you yet. So I'll do that later. After this is done, zapping the photos to ACID for the main Washington Elementary building. We'll look at that data first. Just touched my screen one more time to make sure it didn't time out. Realize this is not the most exciting thing in the world, but I do want to show you guys the full live process to demonstrate that it's actually working. And there we go, upload complete. There's my text box that tells me everything should have worked okay. I'm going to hit OK. And this is kind of your last check. If you scroll through these items here, it is that green OK is assuring me that all those photos did indeed get uploaded to ACID. And I'm now going to click outside the app, and I'm going to put the view of my app screen away for a while. I'm going to now go into Washington Elementary. Let me blow this up again. Look in the subfolders there. I'm going to go to my first floor work screen. And boom. You can see that these items that were specifically tied to the first floor got sent there. Quick note, these things that say placeholder in them, they were not fully linked to assets. So it's a huge hint right out of the gate. It kind of gives you this yellow background, and for the master cost, it says placeholder. For the ones that were fully linked to a cost item, they are white, and you can see the master cost here. So key workflow bit here is one of the first things you're going to want to do when you see placeholders is go to the columns. This lets you customize which columns you can see. And helper label is the way the text appears in ACID Go. So by clicking that on, now I can see what those guys were. It was the 2 water heaters and that mystery plumbing item. So I have some work to do here in ACID to link those to their items. More on that in a bit. For this session, I just want to show you the data got here. So if I go back to Washington Elementary, this level, these are the items that were not put in subfolders. They are up at the Washington Elementary level of the folder structure. And you can see we have a mix of placeholders again, as well as items that were more fully defined. Here's my 8 rooftop units. And you can see that these have the 3 photos linked. That was the asset photo, the data plate, and the tag. Some of these items just have 1 photo linked. But you can see every item has a photo. That's definitely one of the things you want to do. Let me end this session and get more into the data in detail. This session was just to show you that the data goes and how it goes.